Mathawe Matsapola, we aim to inspire, educate, motivate while we entertain. Stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of Unscripted with Mathawe Matsapola. Today we have a guest that you know, that you grew to love. You saw him first on Idols Season 9, and he's the winner of Season 9 of Idols. His name is Musa Sukwene.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, your album recently did very well. It's gone gold. Can you tell us more about that? Did you expect that your album will go gold?
In true sense, you know, when someone starts work and one gets into a working environment, you only hope for the best. You know, you pray for as to how big a project will go when you walk into a studio and start working. So I actually hoped for platinums, you know, and with God's grace, I see it happening.
That's faith. Tell us about Mathawe.
I was giving advice to all the people that love, you know, because I feel like love is such a beautiful thing. It is a cure for so many things that happen in our lives, you know. So I felt like it's with everything going on in our country, with every obstacle that we are seeing as human beings at this point, let's go back to the point where we talk about love one more time, you know. Because now we're in the, you know, we were dabbing and walking, you know. So I was like, hey man, let's laugh for a change. Let's talk about sharing the elements of love, you know, regardless of what we see on TV on a daily, regardless of what happens on a daily, you know. And with that controversy, I think I'm gonna flush that one. I'm not gonna pay attention to that one, you know, because I feel like whoever feels like was a part of my album and is not credited, how's about you get a copy and look at the rights? Look at the credits. If you're not there, give me a call. Let's see how we fix it. Yes, but for everyone that's been a part of my album has been credited on a daily.
Is there a special woman in your life?
I'm a very discreet person. I prefer keeping my things in my own place, you know. Yes, she's there. Yes, she's there. Should no one worry. It's just knowing her is going to be a bit far-fetched.
Is she in the industry?
Yes, very much so. I'm not mentioning her name fairly because me and her want to stay professional when it comes to public. But when we're at home, we're so in love. Okay. And a lot of people have seen us walk around together quite a number of times. A lot of times actually. But no one can pin it out.
Do you find it easier to date in the same industry that you are in?
I think when you find someone who has the same vision as you, who's driven like you, it makes it easier for you because now she understands, at least she understands most of the things that happen as a part of your life, why you wouldn't do certain things, why you wouldn't go to certain places. For her, she probably wouldn't do the same because of her being in the same industry as you.
Would you say you're romantic?
I'm fairly okay. God, I've never done picnic vibes, you know. I'm not one to buy you flowers, you know. Unless it's your birthday or your grandmother died or your mother, something. I'm not that guy. I think that's why my biggest problem has been I date most people because of their mental state. Okay. I love engaging in conversations. I love the idea that you and I can poke each other's minds, you know. You are able to get the best out of my mind and I find the best out of you, you know. Let's talk about things. Let me make sure I push you and keep you alive in life. I'm not one to conform to society and what society thinks romance is. I think I'm my own kind of romantic.
You've been in the industry for a while now. Yeah. Do you have some enemies?
Not that I know of. Maybe I do. That I have not seen, but not that I know of. None of them have, you know,
come to your face to say, hey, we hate you.
Yeah, well, they safe like that.
Okay, tell me, there are also rumors. You have a son, in Bilo. Yes. There are also rumors doing rounds that, Musa is all great, he's singing Tande, but he's failing to love his own son. He's not even taking care of his son. 3 years back, or when you won Idols, we came to your home as Drum Magazine. We did an at-home shoot. Your son was there. You were playing that father role. But currently, with the home Tande fame plus the album that has just gone gold, there are rumors that this guy is not taking care of his son. The son is actually not doing well, and you're not even going to check on him? What's going on? We know you mentioned that you separated with the mother of your son when we did our interview previously, but now it's concerning that Musa, who sings about love, say is not taking care of the child. Can you take us through that? What's going on?
Like I said to you, with success comes so many other things. You know, when you do something that exceeds someone else's expectations or someone else's mind, anything that they can do to make your life miserable is going to work in anyone's advantage. And at this point in my life, I feel like it is the kind of time where a lot of shade is going to be happening around me. You know, no one saw this happening. Like everyone thought idols, bye. You know, so when I came back in this round, this is how happening. With me and my son and I have a great relationship. There's never a point where I'm not going to take care of my son. The only place where things had gone wrong at this point was when my son was actually taken away from me. When my son was living with my parents the whole time, he was being taken care of by my parents, being grown up by my parents, because I had to move to this side of life and I can't live with my son here in Joburg, considering all of this that's happening right now. So I left my son with my parents, and then my baby mama decided to take him away, knowing very well that she can't take care of him. And then, you know, my family and I got to a point of saying that the only time we will allow ourselves to make sure that everything is fine with our own child is if you bring him back, because you didn't take him in the right way. Bring him back and then we take care of our own. But there's never been a point where we say, if he doesn't have anything, we're not going to do it. What if we see him, because at some point we're not even given an opportunity to see him at all. We had to beg to see him. But then she would phone and say, I want money. But we're like, bring us the child so we can take care and go buy him whatever we need to. Because it's never an issue. It will never be an issue for me to take care of my own child at any given point. You know, so I think we got to this point now because there's so many things happening in my life. People are going to make sure that it's hitting down as quickly as possible. So I think the worst part about me in life itself is that I'm not about to entertain it. Unfortunately, I have to because it's coming to my face.
How did it make you feel when your child was taken away from you? Meanwhile, he's been there in your space. You've lived with him from maybe when he was born, and suddenly he's taken away from you. How did that make you feel?
It was a hard one. It was a hard one. It was a hard strike. But knowing what life is, you know, I think the first thing I was concerned about was I'm not about to cause drama and end up in newspapers being spoken of as the guy who's doing this. That's why I kept quiet. I was like, hey man, you know, if this is how you want to do it, I'm not going to fight. But the last thing I want to do is try and give you the fame that you want me to give to you. I'm not going to do that. It's either we sit down as adults and we talk about my son. Failing that, there's all kinds of things. There's lawyers now, there's the magistrate court that you can go to and they give you guys a child plan, whatever the case. So I was like, hey man, take it to that point and I'll be fine. Social workers and everything, I'll be fine if that's what it means. Still was not done. It comes back now, it's like, yeah, most of this, most of that. But no one wanted to take.
When last did you see your son?
The last time I saw my son was about a month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah.
So you are pretty much involved in his upbringing. Yeah. There are a lot of stigmas in the music industry. I'm sure you found some stigmas as well. Some of them are not true and end. Which ones would you like to address as untrue and to put to rest minds of youngsters who would want to get into the industry?
If you're not famous and you don't have anything big happening, trust you me, you're probably one of the best artists in the world right now who have a chance, you know, to live their life freely. Once you hear things change. If you're gonna make money, you're gonna make rumors, you're gonna make enemies, you're gonna make all kinds of things. You're gonna get rich and get broke very quickly, all at the same time, you know. So when you come in here with a good mind. Come in here with a mind that says, I'll always work. I'm here to work.
Are you making money?
Me?
Yes. Are you making money?
I'm okay.
Are you comfortable?
Financially, I'm okay.
Do you have any people you would want to collaborate with internationally, even in Africa?
There's quite a number of people I'd like to collaborate with, but mostly it's African artists, you know. Okay. People like Richard Bonner, You know, is a very interesting musician from Cameroon. Very interesting. I'd like to work with a guy called Musa from KZN. Beautiful, beautiful artist. I'd like to work with this Java, who's recently released his album, who's a part of Ambitious Records. Internationally, I'd like to work with people like Anthony Hamilton. I'd like to do a song with Quincy Jones, you know, once in my life. But I think my biggest achievement right now in my life would be doing a song with Jonathan Butler. That's how I look at it.